a deadly virus. In Britain, anyone infected with the virus turns into a zombie. It spreads extremely fast and kills thousands of people. Don and his wife Alice, whose eyes are different colors, escape and hide in a small house far from the city. With them are Jeff, Sally, Jacob, and Karen, the only people who manage to flee and survive alongside Don and Alice. Don and Alice have 2 children who were sent on a school trip to Spain. One day, while they are gathered and eating, someone knocks on the door. They don't want to open it for any stranger, but Alice tells them it's the voice of a child. After insisting, they let him in. They give the boy food, and he tells them the zombies killed his parents and were about to kill him, but he escaped and came here. Karen becomes very worried about her boyfriend, who had left them a few days earlier. She looks through a small opening in the window, and a zombie spots her, jumps toward her, and bites her hand. Jacob tries to save her, but she transforms into a zombie instantly and attacks him. Before she kills him, he hits her on the head and kills her, then fights off a large number of zombies surrounding the house. A fierce battle breaks out. Don tries everything he can to stop them until the rest escape and hide. Alice grabs the child and runs to hide, and the number of zombies grows by the minute. She and the boy go up to the 2nd floor and lock the door. Jeff, Sally, and Jacob try to escape, using animal carcasses to distract the zombies, but the zombies still find them. Jeff stands behind a door to hold them back and give his wife Sally and Jacob a chance to escape. The zombies break in and kill Jeff. Sally cries as she watches him get torn apart, refuses to run, and is killed as well. Jacob is the only one who manages to escape. Don continues fighting and killing zombies, but he must run because their numbers are increasing fast. He hears Alice screaming and runs to help her. When he reaches her, he tells her they must escape the house immediately. She tells him to take the child, but Don leaves her and escapes alone instead. Zombies break into the room and attack them. Alice screams for help, but Don abandons her and the boy to face the zombies alone. He runs as a massive horde chases him. Alice is seen crying and screaming from the window. Don reaches the river and gets into a boat. Jacob is there and helps him untie the rope, but when Jacob tries to climb in, he falls into the water. Zombies swarm him and tear him apart. Jacob turns into a monster and attacks Don, but Don kicks him away, causing him to fall into the water. Don starts the engine and escapes, but the boat's propeller kills Jacob. After 15 days, a full quarantine is established, and the country is completely destroyed. Over time, the zombies die of hunger. 2 months later, the United States and NATO send forces to London to clear the city of zombies and any remaining creatures. Their operation lasts about 4 months, and then it's announced that Britain is free of infection and the virus has been fully contained. They decide to bring back some citizens who fled, but only a small number are allowed to return to specific zones that they cannot leave. Soldiers still patrol everywhere, with snipers, helicopters, and many troops. Among them are a sniper named Doyle and a pilot named Flynn. The soldiers are bored because there's nothing left to do. The children return from their school trip, and Dr. Scarlet objects, saying it's not the right time and that they need medical tests because one of them might be infected. She tests Tammy and Andy, Don and Alice's children, and notices each has 2 different colored eyes, inherited from their mother. After confirming they're not infected, they leave and board a train. As they travel, they see soldiers burning corpses and cleaning the city. After a while, they reach a fortified area called Zone 1. Their father meets them and takes them to a new apartment. They ask him what happened to their mother, and he lies, telling them zombies attacked the house and killed her, and he couldn't save her. At night, Andy dreams of his mother appearing as a zombie trying to kill him. He wakes up terrified, goes to Tammy, tells her he's scared, and sleeps next to her. The next morning, Andy and Tammy wait for their father to leave for work, then slip out of the apartment and cross the safe zone. Doyle sees them from a rooftop and alerts his team to bring them back quickly. The kids run and play freely, happy to be outside. They find a delivery motorcycle outside a restaurant. Tammy goes inside to look for the keys and is horrified by what she sees, many corpses and a terrible smell. She finds the keys and grabs a helmet, then leaves with her brother. They ride the motorcycle happily through the city, seeing all the destruction caused by the zombies and a massive number of graves that didn't exist before. A little while later, they arrive at their old house and start taking their photos and a bunch of other things. Andy goes upstairs and finds the windows covered, tons of rotten food, and weird drawings all over the walls. He can feel that someone is inside the house. Suddenly, his mother appears. Her eyes look like they have a bloody spot in them, but she doesn't seem to be suffering from anything else. She walks toward Andy and hugs him tightly, overjoyed to finally see her kids again. Right at that moment, army soldiers show up, pull the kids away from their mother, arrest her, and take her with them. They bring Alice to the hospital, put her under a chemical shower, then strap her to a gurney and place her in a special room. Dr. Scarlet arrives and asks what happened, but Alice can't speak. Scarlet takes a blood sample and analyzes it, noticing that Alice had been bitten by a zombie, but she can't figure out why Alice didn't turn like the others. Scarlet becomes frightened because Alice still carries the virus in her body and could infect anyone, yet she's shocked that Alice is immune to its effects. She thinks Alice might be the key to creating a vaccine. When she reports this to her superiors, they tell her Alice must be killed immediately before she spreads the virus again. Meanwhile, the kids are still at the hospital. When they see their father, they're furious because he lied to them and left their mother alone to face the zombies while he ran away. Don is overwhelmed with guilt. He goes into Alice's room and apologizes, telling her he ran because he was terrified. Alice forgives him and says she loves him, and he leans in and kisses her. At that moment, the virus transfers from her saliva into Don's body. He feels a sharp pain, staggers back screaming, and instantly transforms into a zombie. Alice panics, but she can't escape because she's strapped down. Don attacks her, bites her neck, and gouges out both her eyes. Then he goes after the guards, kills them, and escapes the hospital to spread the virus through the city. The officials realize what happened and rush into an underground bunker, sealing it shut. They order the military to act immediately and take control. Andy and Tammy are still in the hospital. They see one of the security soldiers turn into a zombie, and he starts smashing the glass trying to get to them. Dr. Scarlet shoots him dead, grabs the kids, and runs. On their way out, they see the bodies of the guards their father killed. Outside, chaos erupts. Crowds of people are trying to escape. Everyone is desperate to survive. A soldier tells Scarlet the civilians must go through another exit, but she insists that the kids are more important and must be evacuated right away. Because of the huge panic, Andy and Tammy get separated. Tammy ends up with a different group while soldiers take Andy to a secure garage, lock him inside with others, and then the power goes out across the entire area. Andy hears a strange sound and approaches the door, only to see his father, now a blood-covered zombie, standing right in front of him. Don smashes the door open, storms into the room, and gives a terrifying smile. Andy is terrified as he realizes the virus has spread fast and many people have turned because of his father. Everyone who gets infected starts biting the healthy ones. Andy escapes, climbs over people, and crawls into an air vent. Outside, people are trying to flee while zombies break out and bite anyone on the streets. In an instant, the snipers start firing at both zombies and humans because they can't tell who's infected. They shoot everyone moving. Even though they take out a lot of zombies, the number keeps increasing, the situation spirals out of control, and they end up killing everyone, infected or not. The officials see the chaos and order the soldiers to eliminate everyone without distinction. The military begins a horrifying massacre throughout the city. Andy is one of the people running in the streets, but he's lucky to be in the sector watched by Doyle, who refuses to kill uninfected civilians and only shoots zombies. Thanks to that, Andy and several others manage to escape. At the same time, some zombies climb onto rooftops and attack the snipers, killing them. At that moment, Doyle had no choice but to run. Andy and the people who escaped with him from the zombies hid in a warehouse. There, he found his sister and Dr. Scarlet again. His sister explained what had happened to their father. Doyle arrived and told them what to do and where to go until they could get out of the city before the army killed them. The whole group sneaked out through a secret door and walked quietly down the streets so that neither the army nor zombies would notice them, since they would be killed instantly if seen. Meanwhile, Flynn was flying above in his plane, surveying the area and looking for any zombies to kill. Doyle made the group hide while distracting Flynn so he wouldn't spot them. Flynn warned that the army was about to strike the entire area, destroy it, and burn everything to the ground in just 4 minutes, so they needed to leave quickly. Doyle asked Flynn to help him get to the safe zone, but Flynn said there were other people he had to save. The group moved quietly behind Doyle, but a sniper saw them and shot one of them. Everyone ran to take cover, but the sniper kept firing and killed many. Scarlett was hit by a bullet but kept moving with them. Soon, only Andy, Tammy, and another man named Sam remained. Doyle stayed with them, protecting them and pinpointing the sniper's location. Doyle realized that the man shooting at them was a civilian, not military, and they had to take him out quickly. He asked Sam to run into the street to distract the sniper so Doyle could take the shot, but Sam was too scared and refused. Andy volunteered instead and ran into the street. The sniper missed his first shot, giving Doyle the chance to aim carefully and take him out with a single bullet. Andy quickly hid behind a building, only to be startled when he saw his father in front of him. Before he could react, the rest of the group grabbed him and ran off quickly. At the same time, the army started bombing the area with missiles, killing thousands, burning neighborhoods, and destroying buildings. Explosions erupted everywhere. The group continued fleeing from the fire and chaos, entering an underground tunnel, but the flames reached them there as well, forcing them to exit quickly before being incinerated. Meanwhile, officials monitored everything and noticed that a large number of zombies had survived the explosions and had made their way to London, entering buildings and killing people. The next morning, the group arrived at the safe zone with Doyle. Scarlett explained to Doyle about Alice, how she survived the virus, and that her children might carry the same gene that makes them immune. They needed to protect them to create a vaccine. At that moment, Flynn called Doyle, warning that a large number of zombies had escaped the explosions, so they had to be extremely careful. The group hid quickly in the grass. Zombies appeared in the area. Flynn, flying his plane, became furious when he saw people with Doyle and refused to take them with him. Sam noticed the zombies approaching and grabbed onto the plane. Flynn flew wildly, trying to knock Sam off, and when he reached the zombies, he used the plane's wings to kill them. The remaining zombies chased Doyle and the group. Sam fell from the plane, bloody from zombie attacks. The group ran fast while Doyle used his rifle to shoot the zombies chasing them. Soon, they discovered that the army had flooded the city with gas. They got into a car quickly, but zombies surrounded it, trying to break in. The gas reached them, killing all the zombies. Then, a group of soldiers appeared with flamethrowers, burning and killing anyone in their path. Doyle tried to start the car but failed, so he got out and pushed it while Scarlett and the kids stayed inside. The soldiers burned the car and killed the zombies, and just in the nick of time, the car started, letting them escape. Shortly after, a military plane spotted them and opened fire, but they managed to flee into the tunnels and continued on foot. The tunnel was pitch dark, so Scarlett used Doyle's rifle flashlight because the floor was littered with bodies, forcing them to step carefully. Suddenly, Scarlett fell into a pit and screamed, calling out to Andy and Tammy for help. One of the zombies, drawn by the noise, found them, grabbed Doyle's rifle, and killed Scarlett. After the zombie left, Tammy took the rifle, horrified to see Scarlett's corpse. Later, the zombie that killed Scarlett attacked Andy and bit his neck. Tammy arrived too late, saw the zombie, and realized it was her father. She didn't hesitate and shot him dead. She ran to her brother, crying, and found him still alive, but he ran off to avoid infecting her. Tammy refused to leave him and chased him, noticing the bloody spots forming in his eyes, just like their mother's, which meant Andy was immune to the virus. Tammy and Andy finally reached the safe zone again and recounted everything to Flynn, informing him that Doyle had died. Without hesitation, Flynn took the kids on his plane and escaped from Britain. 28 days later, the plane was empty, and no one knew what had happened to Flynn and the children. In France, a man called the police asking for help. We then see streets filled with zombies heading toward the Eiffel Tower, meaning the virus had spread beyond Britain to other countries. And that brings us to the end of our movie. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.